What's up, YouTube? It's 3D the Rap Star, aka is the Benz Man. Welcome to the channel. What's up, YouTube? So as a community page, I need everyone right now, as you've seen the title, to post in the comments what model Benz you have and how many miles you got on the clock. You know, just to get an overall understanding about it, because a lot of people do think that Mercedes are unreliable. And they fairly are reliable. This is a 10-year-old car, and it's still on the road. One of my favorite parts about the CL is I haven't even seen one on the streets in like a week, as these cars, woo, had to let that power seep in. But as these cars are old, they are cheaper now and you still don't see them. Why? Because you know them repair prices, and of course there's no market for it. But when you read, they'll tell you that's what CL buyers like about this car the most, is that they're rare. And I'm not gonna lie, that's one of the main factors I got this car, because you see Benz is a dime a dozen. But it's like, nothing to other classes. I'm just saying, for me, that's what I like, the fact that you don't see these around. Like right now, before I go to the house, I probably can count 20 Toyota Camrys just around, just from driving. But CLs, you probably won't even run into one. Maybe you'll get one, maybe, and that's pushing it if you're lucky. But other than that, you won't really see them out. And as you can see, what the title of the video is and what's on in the car is, I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but the engine light is on. But before I start talking about Mercedes and reliability, yeah, they are on the list as some of the worst reliability cars you can get. So with that said, the reason why they're on the bottom of the list is because the consumer base, the customers that buy these cars, that get these cars, a lot of the times we can't maintain the car. So what ends up happening is we go write a report and they end up on JD car reviews and all the other car gurus and all these sites that post about, hey, is your car reliable? Leave your comment now. And what do we put? No, they're not reliable. Oh, I had this wrong. Me, I always have problems with this car, and I always tell you guys and bring the problems. But do I hang on it to go write a review? No. The reason why is because this car started out, this is an over $100,000 car. So with that said, you're gonna have problems with it. Why? Because everything costs more to build. But with that said, I noticed something about Mercedes. If you keep them well and properly running, let me repeat that. If you keep them well and upkeep and properly running, you won't really have no problems. It's gonna be just like any other car on the market. It's gonna be, fine. Like right now, my engine light is on, but can the car still move? Yes. Did it lose power? No. Is it still turnable? Yes. Can these cars leave you stranded? Yes. The reason being is because a lot of times the people don't keep up with the service. You got all kind of lights on. Your car the computer is your brain. It's telling you, oh, hey, your engine light's on. Something's wrong with the car. Get that checked out. But for me, I know that's the thermostat. But if you just ride it like that, something else potentially can go wrong and you will have more problems with the car. So anytime I can or see messages, I'll go take it in just to go have it looked at to see what's wrong with the car, because something else could potentially be wrong with. And this is another thing we got to think about. If these cars was not so reliable, this is a 2008. It had its problems, it got its problems, but is it still on the road? Yes, it is. It just, like I said, the main bulk of the story is it just take money to fix these cars. Like That's the whole purpose to it. When you see them on the tow truck, when you see them out. So share this video and show people this video about Mercedes. Yes, this model in particular, if you are looking for one, yes, it does cost a lot to maintain, but yearly, if it's running, it costs zero. All you're paying for is the oil change. So yes, it will, you know, you got to have deep pockets to own them. But if you do, you know, a lot of people, and that's what a lot of cars, a lot of people just drive, and they don't take the time out. They don't take the time to go service your car to make sure your car is running properly. You got to remember, it's not a Toyota, but no knock to any other brand, because I got a Corolla. So I'm just saying it's not a Corolla, meaning on them cars, they're made to get in and go. These cars, everything costs, everything is expensive on the car. Everything costs a lot to maintain it. So you have to have deep pockets to keep it on the road. And that's why when people get rid of them, they go, oh, well, this car wasn't reliable. And the reason why they say that, oh, I had, you know, transmission problems at 30K. But you got to remember, though, these are high profile cars. So things like that is going to happen due to you driving them hard, due to the lubricants not floating enough. Did you guys know? Did you know that if you let this car sit, you are damaging the car? These cars, a lot of people do want to save the miles. They want to save it, but you are damaging the car. Reason why? Because these cars were meant to be cruisers, to be on the freeway going 80, to be comfortable. They're meant to be driven. And even I let it sit because I use it mostly as a weekend car. And in reality, the more you drive them, the more better the car will be. That's like one of the biggest myths I wanted to share just in general, when they always say, oh, Bentley is at the bottom of the reliability pile. If you really notice, if you really look at it, as the cars get more expensive, those are the cars on the bottom. Now let's talk about Ferraris and Lamborghinis and things like that. Okay, with the exception, the reason why those cars are really more unreliable, because those cars are not made to be driven on the street. Those are track ready cars. So when you're in stop and go traffic, they get really hot. You can potentially cause a fire like some of them have. That's why I think Benz are the best daily drivers. And I am even a victim of that, of saying they're unreliable, but in reality, they are. Like my bro has an AMG going on, you know, 200K, but as he is a mechanic, so what does that tell you? That tell you that he knows how to work on it. He can keep it on the road, you know, no engine, no transmission problems. And the one thing they do say, the main thing they say about these cars are these engines are tanks. Like, man, but look at the size of this. Like, tanks meaning that they last a long time. You can get about 200K out of it. You should not really be having no kind of engine problems whatsoever with your Mercedes, as they make these cars really good on that. And that's why really I just had to bring this video, just to, you know, update some people on Mercedes. But even I say, you know, if they're reliable or not. Even sometimes I say they aren't, but that's just because we're coming from people like with not enough pockets to keep them on the road. But if you think about this thing, this is a 2008. It was not even, you know, it's not even in our it's like 10 years old. If you didn't watch my latest video, go back and watch my latest video about how I talk about how the suspension do wear down. I stated already, most people don't have 4K to 2K sitting around. Like, look at this, look at my windshield. Some people tell me that cool car, but hey, you need to get the windshield fixed, and I do. But windshield is $1,500, and is it a convenient? Yes. I mean, is it inconvenient? Yes. So that's why I just leave it as it is for right now. You know, and it's been a while, but you know how people get. We get lazy. Oh, I'll fix it later. I'll fix it later, because it's a window. You know, it's not a cosmetic item, like nothing on the engine wearing it down, as I did fix my mounts and everything like that. Excuse the wind. It is pretty windy over here. But I had to make this reliability video. And what I need from the star status, I need you guys to post how many miles you got on your Benz, and you know, if you had any problems with it. I need everyone that watched this video to comment. And with reliability in general, it's a touchy subject, because what may be reliable to me may not necessarily be reliable to you. Like, okay, like say your suspension go out at 30K. Oh, my car is not reliable. I'm having suspension problems, all this stuff, you know, all this cosmetic, but it's reliable because it's still starting. It's still taking you where you need to be. I remember I made an E320 video. And subs, if you haven't seen it, it should be somewhere on my page in the video. It says, do not buy an E320. I got more dislikes than likes. And reason being is because I'm talking about all cosmetic stuff where people are like, hey, this car is reliable. If you just do the upkeep and you keep up with it, then it's good. But I wasn't saying do not buy one like ever. I make, like when I get cars or review cars, I do both. I'll make a why you should get this car and why you shouldn't get this car, just to, you know, give you, you know, an option, as I did that with the CL also. But I get mixed reactions, but I really don't care, because I like doing them, because it kind of showed me, you know, what I like about the car and what I don't like about the car, and what you should expect as a person to get that car. But now, reliability really to me means if your engine went out at 80K or 90K, and your transmission, to me it's like, okay, this car is unreliable. Yeah, my check engine light is on right now, but I don't want to say it's unreliable, because I still have the car. It still starts, it still runs, it still gets me to where I want to be. It just needs to be checked up. And reason being, this car is over 10 years old. A lot of people buy older Benzes and fail to realize that you're buying an older car. One, as the age goes up, things will fail on these cars. But I do get the people that say, oh, my Benz was unreliable, I had this happen at this, but the majority of us that really say that is because we can't afford the car. You know, we can't afford that upkeep price. If everyone buys these cars and can afford the upkeep price, no one will really say, oh, they're not reliable, because it's all consumer based. It's all off what we say the cars are.